So it is 2019 summertime and it is a hot girl summer. I'm participating a little bit late. I know it's been going on all summer long, but I've been kind of in my shell doing my thing, and heat isn't really my thing. So it's going to be a hot girl fall for me, but I decided to join me. I put together this little hot girl summertime tutorial. Hot girl summer is all about being confident and bold and brave and just not caring. Alright guys, so I already put on my brows. I'm gonna jump into face. The reason why I didn't film my brows was because I pretty much do the same exact thing to my brows every time I do them, and I'm thinking about just doing a really short in-depth brow tutorial for anyone that needs help doing their brows. Alright, so starting off, all hot girls have good skin, so I'm gonna go ahead with my Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist just to help, refresh my skin. You could use this as a setting spray, just on your skin if it's feeling dry or anything. This is gonna help my makeup look a little bit dewier. So I just like to mist this all over, and it just feels so refreshing and light and has such a nice scent to it. It's not super heavy or anything like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that down. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Tatcha water cream, and I love this moisturizer because it's super lightweight. It doesn't feel greasy or oily or anything. It just feels really soft and definitely does the job with moisturizing. I love this on clients because it doesn't make you greasy. So I'm just going to go in with that. Slam on the back of my hand. You really only need a little bit of this. But you gotta do the skincare. You gotta do the skincare. All hot girls have good skin, okay? It's a hot girl summer. We gotta take care of our skin. I like to kind of just dot it all over my face.
Rub it in. I really like to make sure I focus it on all of my dry areas.
So now I'm going to go ahead and start off with the eyes. To prime my eyes, I'm actually going to use the Kat Von D Lock It foundation. And the reason why I like to use this is because it's full coverage. And the shade I got is actually a little too light for me right now. So using this as a base has just been awesome. I definitely recommend it. It's definitely a good idea because you end up having so much and you don't have to worry about it running out fast. I've been doing this for about a month now and I've really been liking it. So I'm just gonna literally dot this all over my brow. Why did I say brow? I meant eyelid. Dot it all over my eyelid and then kind of blend it out. Now I'm gonna go in with my Dose of Colors Desi Katy Friendcation palette. So it's cruelty-free, gluten-free, and paraben-free. The shades are on the back and I love it. This packaging is adorable. It has a cute little mirror, everything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead in with the shade Just a Kiss. So that's this one right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and start off by using that color straight into my crease. I'm just going to go back and forth and basically blend it out until it has a really nice transition. I hate streaky, patchy, or harsh shadow. I like a nice soft blend. So I'm just going to do this until I think it is blended out enough. Then I'm going to go ahead and go to the other eye, and instead of doing one eye and then finishing the other, it's easier for me to jump back and forth with the eyes, just so this way I make sure both are even, both are blended, both have the same amount of shadow. So that's why I kind of go back and forth. You're going to see me doing that a few times, and all I'm doing is after it's blended out, I'll make sure that I build it up a little bit more. So I'll add a very little bit more, blend it out, and just basically keep repeating the process until I'm happy. Now to lighten that, I'm just going to go in with the shade Basic right here, and I'm just going to make sure that I build it up to my brow bone, just so this way the shade we just used isn't super harsh. So just doing that. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade Girl Bye, and I'm just going to go ahead and darken up the crease a little bit, give it some more definition. Now I'm repeating the same exact process as before, only I'm using a shade that's a little bit darker, and since we want to intensify the crease and give it more definition, you want to go a little bit lower. You don't want to blend it up as high. Obviously, you want to make sure it's blended enough that it's a nice transition, but you don't want to go as high as you did with the first crease color. Next, I'm going to take Cheens and just go on the outer corner of my eyeball just to really help shape the eye. So, just this. And put it in a C formation, and I'm not going to go ham with this. I don't want to use a lot. With a clean brush, I'm just going to blend this all together just because I want this look pretty soft, and this is just going to help anything that's harsh or unblended. Now I'm going in with my Too Faced Hangover Primer. I love this primer because it definitely makes your makeup a little bit lighter and more dewier. It feels super refreshing and calming on the skin, so I'm just going to go ahead and dot this everywhere. My skin is super dry, so I love hydrating primers, but this one in particular just makes my face feel so refreshed and light. It doesn't, even feel like anything is on it, and I love the smell of coconuts, so it smells like coconuts. We gotta pretend we're hydrated out here, y'all. Gotta pretend we are hydrated. Alright. Since I want an intense and extra glow, now we're going to go in with the MAC Strobing Cream. Yes, Strobe Cream. And this is in Goldite. You only need a little bit of this because it definitely is intense. So, squeeze them out. This is just going to help our foundation be more dewy and also give our highlight a pop later on. So I'm just going to take it and literally put it where I would highlight. I don't want to do this all over my full face, but just in a general area of where I would highlight. I'm being a little generous with it and making sure that I'm not just putting it exactly where I would highlight on my cheekbone. Oh, cute. I didn't even know that was there. Down the nose. But yeah, I'm being generous with it. I'm not making sure that it's super placed in one spot. Putting it here. Nose, put some on the forehead, and bringing it down my cheeks a little bit. Now we're going into foundation, and I decided to use the Too Faced Born This Way foundation just because it's not super full coverage, but it definitely gives you a nice coverage, and the finish is nice and dewy, but not too dewy. It's that perfect like midpoint of matte and dewy. So I think this might actually be a little bit too dark for me, but it's okay. Your pale girl over here is gonna fix her tan today. So I'm just dotting it all over my face with my finger. I like to dot it on my face versus putting it on the brush because it saves so much product. The brush will just soak it up if you put it on the brush. And if you go ahead and just dot it on your face, you're going to make sure that, you know, all sides of your face have an even coverage and not one side has more, anything like that. So I'm actually using my Wet n Wild brush, and guys, do not sleep on these brushes. They are so soft. They're so affordable. Literally, they never shed when you wash them. They're amazing. They literally are a beauty on a budget. So I'm just going to go ahead, take it, and start buffing everything in. I'm just taking it and I'm blending it down my neck. This way we don't have, you know, that just harsh line. Girl, your face has to match your neck, okay? This is not the 90s anymore. You can't get away with that. Blend your neck. So I'm just taking it, making sure everything is blended out nice and even, that there's no streaks, no spots. I like to go over it a few times, even the same spots, just to make sure that everything is nice and smooth. Now, once this is blended, I'm actually going to go back in with the Kat Von D foundation.
I'm just going to put it down my face in a triangle. I love using this as a concealer because it's so full coverage and it definitely hides what you need to hide. Using this as a foundation is a little too much for me, and I'm a full coverage queen, okay? I like to cake my face, but even for me it's a little bit too much. I just think it's because of how dry my skin is, and also it's real pale, as you can see. I bought this like a year ago in the winter, so you can see why. Also, your girl likes to pale her face out a little bit just because I go ham on bronzer, highlight, and contour. So if I go light and then darken it up, it just gives my skin the perfect shade. It's just my preference. Blend that out. Sorry, I'm a sloucher. I'm sorry everyone keeps hearing all the screaming. This is why I need to do voiceovers. Maybelline Fit Me, because it ain't cute to crease, girl. It is not cute to crease. So I'm just going to use this to set my face. And what I like about this is, since my skin is so dry, I don't like to use, you know, heavy powders. Just make sure that everything just is going to stay on in place, but not cake up on me, not be too heavy, or make my skin look super duper nasty. Go back in our Dose of Colors palette, and we're going to go back in with Just a Kiss. So I'm taking it and just going under my lash line. And then smoking it out. So now for the hot girl part, we're going to go in with the lime green from the Electric palette. And as you can see, my Electric palette has been through some stuff. I've had this palette for years. I've used it so many times for so many different looks, so many clients, I have a connection with this palette. Okay, I'm going to be sad when it's gone. So we're just going to give our inner corner a nice pop. What I noticed is using the green and then the yellow, the lime green, like going in back and forth, it's just gonna make it pop so much more. With with my Tarteist Contour palette, and that's another thing that's been through some shit. My palette's disgusting, but I love this thing. So I'm gonna go in with the lighter contour shade first and then the darker one. I'm just gonna contour my life away, chisel them cheekbones.
Now I'm just going to contour my forehead. I like to contour just going back and forth into the shades using a swirly motion.
Now we're going to contour the nose. California Beamin' NYX bronzer. Mine has been through some stuff, like a lot of my other products. I dropped it, then I did the alcohol technique, it worked, and then it cracked again. Story of my life. So I'm gonna take that guy using my Morphe M405 brush, and I'm gonna go over that contour and then just bring it up. This is gonna intensify and just give me a nice summer glow. So I'm doing this everywhere. I told you guys I go pretty ham. That's not cute. With my ombre blush, and this is the shade New to Me. This is by NYX. I have a lot of NYX products, guys. Working there has just been making me collect. Like, I swear I get paid, but it goes right back to the store because I start shopping. It's also so easy for me because working in the mall has made me hate going to the mall. So it's really convenient for me to just buy the products while I'm at work. Well, of course not on duty, but like right when I clock out or before I clock in, if I get there early and want to do a little bit of shopping. So I'm obsessed with this blush. I'm so sad that, you know, this blush actually was getting discontinued because I love it. It gives me a nice bronzed look, but it's not too bronze. It has a little bit of pink in it. I love it for when I want something more bronzy. I feel like it just pulls everything together. Highlight. We're actually going to go back into the Dose of Colors palette, and we're going to use the color Churro. Nose. On top of that, we're going to take the NYX Foiled Clay Cream eyeshadows in Beauty Buzz. This is my favorite highlight of all time. It's really an eyeshadow, but using this thing as a highlight is amazing. Why I love it, it gives you that Blind and Happen highlight, and also since it's a cream, it doesn't really soak into your skin as much, or I should say fade out like the powders. Some of them powders do. And it's so fast. Like, look at this beauty. Look at this grace. Hot girls like to glow. Okay, guys. I'm just blending it in. By the brow bone. For the lips, we're gonna go with something classy. I'm gonna actually take this Mud brow pencil, and I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips. I always use brow pencils as lip liners. It does the same thing.
To line my lips, I always like to start right below the Cupid's bow, I definitely do overline my lips a little bit, not over the top, but just enough to help shape them up a little bit and give a nice little extra plump. So when I'm lining my lips, another little trick I like to do, so this way it doesn't look super harsh, super fake, is I'll actually take the lip liner and I will fill in my lip a little bit with it, just so this way it's not that hard, you know, outer line and then nothing in the middle. It's a nice blend. Now we're going in with the brand new NYX Lingerie Push-Ups, and this is actually the shade Push-Up, so I'm just going to fill in my lips with this color. I'm also going to go over the lip liner, just so this way I get a nice blend, and this gives you that awesome just ombre kind of effect.
We're taking the Filler Instinct Plumping Lip Polish in Brunch Drink. This is also by NYX.
We're taking it and we're just going to go on top of everything, and you keep seeing me smush my lips together just to make sure that that liner isn't harsh, and really just to blend everything out and get that perfect ombre look. I like to go back in a bunch of times just because I love gloss.
And I popped on some mascara and crazy. Participate this summer by rocking this look.